Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2021 general readings. We are looking at the first half of the month from the 1st through the 15th. This reading is for the air sign of Libra. The very first general readings for our brand new year 2021. May it be better than the challenging one 2020 has been. So, this reading is for, well, let me say first that I am recording these videos in the last 2 days of December, so I hope everyone had, if not a Merry Christmas, at least a safe and peaceful one, and that you have a happy transition into the new year. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today and for all that you do in support of this channel. Thank you so much for hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and for sharing and for all your support, feedback, donations, comments, all of that. Thank you. So this reading is for Libra for the first 2 weeks of January 2021. That's Libra Sun, Moon, Rising. If your Venus is in Libra, if you're cross-watching for a Libran, it's all relevant, but because it's a general reading, of course, it's going to resonate a little different for everyone. So watch all of your signs if you know them for additional insight. If you find that the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for anyone else, you can click on the description link, click on the little arrow, you'll see some contact details, you'll see my email address, maggie1maguire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. And I do readings full time, so I'm pretty diligent about scheduling, working with your schedule in mind to get personal readings set up as quickly as possible. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and particularly popular this time of year are the overviews I do 6 and 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look, to give you kind of a peek at what's coming ahead in all the main areas of life. So something to keep in mind as we're heading into a new year. Okay, Libra, let's see what's in store for you for the first 2 weeks of January 2021, Libra. I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot, and if I need to clarify or ask for advice, I will do it with the Gilded Tarot Royale. So we begin with the Queen of Cups, Queen of Water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Although I'm feeling quite strongly this is your energy. Might be somebody else that's relevant in your life. With the Page of Coins in reverse, the Page of Earth. Next we have the Four of Swords, withdrawing to rest, recuperate, recover, get a different perspective. The Six of Coins. The Three of Swords, with the Ace of Coins in reverse. From the bottom, 2 cards. From the bottom of the deck, representing the overall energy or focus, we have the Knight of Cups. And I'm going to take this because it came out with it, with the Emperor. Yeah, it's already quite clear to me what's going on here. So Libra, this looks like a relationship issue, or a relationship where one person is not acting the way they should be acting. Now, so there's a relationship or partnership here that's central. Now, because this is a general reading, the nature of this relationship is going to vary. For some of you, it might be a love romance relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. For some of you, it might be a relationship with a boss. For some of you, it might be a relationship with a father or father figure or paternal figure, because we have the Emperor here. Could be Aries and Aries as well. So the Emperor is usually an older person, because the Emperor is in charge, of course, of the entire empire, which is comprised of all the kings and queens and kingdoms. So this is probably somebody older, of some seniority, status, decision-making ability. They've worked pretty long and hard to get to where they're at. You know, in a work situation, it could be, you know, the CEO, the VIP, the big boss. In a relationship, you know, again, it could be a father, because the Emperor is a father figure or paternal figure. but quite dominant and controlling and structured, self-discipline, accountability, all of that stuff. So it could be a father or father figure, or it could be somebody that you're, you know, emotionally involved with in some way that is older. Because what I feel like here, Libra, is that one person here, likely you, has been giving and giving and giving and giving. Because I feel like for a lot of you, the Queen of Cups is your energy in this situation or relationship. Who's loving, nurturing, supportive, kind, patient, compassionate, always giving, knows the right thing to say, emotionally stable person, an emotionally very giving person, very patient. But you're feeling worn out and tired, here with the Four of Swords. Rest, this is usually a card that represents somebody is taking some time off or retreating or withdrawing from a situation or needs to because they're tired. In some decks, this is portrayed as the person who's resting is a knight. They've taken off their helmet and their hand gauntlets, but they've left the rest of their armor on. There is some implication here, because the swords represent an ongoing battle or conflict, that it's a temporary withdrawal. So there is some indication here that this situation will have to be dealt with. But this is a card of withdrawing because you need to rest or recuperate, recover your strength, or gain a different perspective. There is heartbreak, heartache, or breakup here, or emotional pain. So what is this about? Well, the cards underneath this tell the story of what it's about. We have the Page of Coins and the Ace of Coins both in reverse. So the Page of Coins in the upright would represent a message about some concrete thing, or because coins or pentacles is governed by the element of earth. But often, and what I feel this is here, the Page of Coins in the upright position represents somebody who is just coming to the beginning of a deeper understanding and awareness of what it's actually going to take to make something work. Because pages can represent students and apprentices, which means that they are in the process of learning and in the process of trying to figure out how to apply what they're learning to the path in front of them. So the Page of Coins is learning about what it takes to actually, in a pretty practical way, do something, get to their goal. In the reverse position, this is somebody who who has no idea how to begin on a path, or felt like they perhaps can't accomplish what they want to accomplish. Whatever it feels like the Queen of Cups, she's a queen, but her energy is that she feels stymied, she feels blocked. She doesn't know how to do something anymore. I think it's because, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, in the upright position, this represents a concrete new start to something. But it's in the reverse. And that's under the Three of Swords, so that's what the emotional pain is. And right in the middle is the Six of Coins, which is often in relationships or partnerships the breadcrumb card, meaning one person is giving, the other person is receiving, but there's an inequality or a lack of balance. It's often portrayed as somebody who obviously is wealthy. They're dressed, in nice clothes. This one has a beautiful, a garment sleeve and glove with this beautiful ring. So they're weighing out all of their wealth, what they have. And every once in a while, they're choosing to throw a coin or two out the window to these waiting, grasping hands, which aren't even shown as being connected to somebody specific. It can be a card in relationships or partnerships that represents giving when they feel like it from time to time, here and there a little bit, just enough to keep you alive. It's kind of like in a relationship, the emotional equivalent of being on a starvation diet. You're getting just enough to keep you from leaving, but only just. And that's right in the middle here. But there's a sense that this is an ongoing situation, and you've been trying and trying and trying and trying, but you're at the point now where you're just tired and worn out and hurt and you no longer have any idea on how to proceed. It feels like you can't get to where you want to get to within this relationship or partnership or situation. And again, because it's a general reading, some of you it might be romantic, some of you it might be a friend, it might be with a boss, it might be, that you're in a job where, you're doing all the stuff and you're dedicated and committed and doing all of this stuff, but you're only getting breadcrumbs. And the sad thing about it, and it almost makes you feel, not almost, it makes me feel kind of irritated, is we have the Knight of Cups, which is an offer of love, support, encouragement, charging forward, but it's coming from the Emperor. This is like the Emperor not acting like the Emperor. This is the Emperor acting like a knight. And he's called to something better. He knows better. The Knight of Cups is the Knight of Water, the Knight of Emotion, sometimes the Knight of Love. He's in love with love itself. Knights are in the middle of the growing up and maturing path. There's the pages who are the dreamers. They come up with the dreams, the ideas, but they don't yet have all the knowledge and experience to begin to physically manifest stuff. That's why they're still in school. So the pages mature into the knights who are action oriented. They're taking what they've learned and the experience they have so far, and they're going out and doing stuff with it. But their challenge is they're not quite mature in the kings and queens. So sometimes they get distracted, they lose interest, they go too fast. Knights are known for coming in and out. They're all about the mission and quest, completing that and then moving on to the next thing. They always have their eye on the next thing. So the Knight of Cups is in love with love itself. He comes in wearing his heart on his sleeve and promising all these things, but his challenge is in the long-term follow-through. And this offer is coming from someone who's showing up as the Emperor, who, it's like the Emperor, it's like somebody who's mature and stable and responsible acting like a teenager. Oh, I promise this, I swear, but he's able to give so much more because he's the Emperor. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it, but he's not. And it feels here as if there's this ongoing situation, Libra, where you've been giving and giving and dedicating yourself all this time, regardless of the nature of the relationship or situation, because it's going to vary, general reading. And just when you think you're going to leave, or you say you're going to leave, or you say you're unhappy, then all of a sudden, they get a little worried, and so they throw you a bone, they give you a little something, they make all these promises. And so then you're like mollified, and you kind of stay, and and then the cycle keeps going around and around and around again. And they're acting in a way that's beneath them. It's like the Emperor is acting like, a 20-year-old. It's just not right. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's not right. It's not fair. And you're tired. And you're kind of taking a step back during this 2-week period of time. And you're like, there isn't anything more I can do. I don't know what to do. There isn't anything, I know what I want, and I'm doing my side. I'm doing my part. Again, whether it's love, friendship, parental, work. And so that's kind of the energy, And maybe you're thinking of making some changes, difficult though they might be, which I'm seeing in a lot of signs around this time of year, that kind of New Year's resolution, whether you make specific resolutions or even believe in that. It's a very common time of year to look at things and go, you know what, this isn't working for me. I want to end this and do something different. I want to make, I want to have something healthier, better, happier. And so I'm going to make these changes, It's kind of like, but changes are usually preceded by unhappiness or discontent with something being the way it is, and so you make changes to do something different or to leave it behind to go find what you feel you really deserve and need. And that's kind of what I'm getting quite strongly here in this situation. I don't think there's anything else to be clarified here because, the nature of the relationship is going to vary. For those of you, watching, what's going on in your life. This is an unequal relationship, regardless of the nature of the relationship. One person is giving and the other person is only giving back when it pleases them, when it's convenient for them, and if they feel they're going to lose you, regardless of who this Emperor is. And they're acting beneath their age, their maturity, what they know to be right. Because the Emperor is typically, he runs an empire and everybody is affected by all the decisions he makes. So he's careful. He considers other people. What's right, what has honor and integrity, and this is about the greater good. And he's not acting like the Emperor. He's acting like a knight. So Let's just end by asking for some advice and guidance here for Libra for the first 2 weeks of January. I mean, it's not the brightest of readings, Libra. It's not a horrible reading. It just feels like you've hit a wall and you're contemplating, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like you know where you want to go and you see all the potential, but you can't ever get past the first step or two. So perhaps taking a look at getting off this kind of starvation diet, because it's not doing you any good. It's only causing you pain. The Two of Wands, yeah, being at a crossroad, needing to make a decision. And here the decision would be, do I stay? Can it be changed? I mean, it looks like you're doing everything you can. The other person, the other side, the other part of the equation or situation is not. The Eight of Swords, you feel trapped, but this is trapped by the swords, which represent mental energy, ideas, belief systems, ideology. This is somebody who feels they can't free themselves or remove themselves from this situation or relationship because, fill in the blank. I can't leave this unhappy marriage or relationship because then I'll be alone, I'll never find anybody else again. Not true. I can't leave this job because I won't find another one that'll pay this way, or I won't, a lot of people are out of work right now, so I need to. Not true. This is a card of being held back by your own ideas and belief systems. You could free yourself from this situation. Nobody's actually holding her down there. The chains which are wrapped around her wrists aren't connected to anything or anyone. She could twist her wrists, they would fall off, she would stand up on her own 2 feet, rip the blindfold off, and see that she could walk right through these swords. I'm not saying it would be easy, but this is a card that represents feeling trapped and bound by what's in your head. And the Four of Swords, so we have the Four of Swords twice here. So advice is, you do need to make a decision. It's all right to take this time period to contemplate that, to think about it, because you don't want to make decisions in like the heat of the moment or when you're in a state of total exhaustion. But be careful not to tell yourself that you can't free yourself from whatever this is because of, whatever excuses that you're giving yourself. It may be difficult to change this initially. But as long as you keep yourself stuck by telling yourself you're stuck, you're never going to open up the option and possibility of having something different and better. It might be time to leave. It might be time to give an ultimatum and say, I'm leaving if this doesn't happen, like really happen. Because whoever this Emperor is, they are able to do the right thing. They are able to give you what you want and deserve. They are able to, well able to, because they're the Emperor, but they're not for some reason. So you're being asked to take some time off to contemplate, to stop giving so much, and stop telling yourself there's no way out. Okay, so Libra, that is your reading for the first half of January. I'm not sure if I can say I hope you enjoyed it. But I hope that at least it was validating, clarifying, that you found it useful in some way. Again, if this reading resonated with you, or if any of the readings do, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading or information about that, click on the description link below. Email me directly at maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the mid-month general readings. Have a wonderful new year, or at least a safe and peaceful one, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.